I want to go talk about this one because honestly, I'm just not positive where we're going to go with this. So there's a very few amount of words here and it could go anywhere. So let's go to Alabama. We are going to talk with Benji, he, him. You are chatting with Cross Examiner and Secular Rarity. What you got for us today, Benji?
Hey,
sorry, give me a second. Yeah, you got a little background noise there. Hey, that's a lot better.
I was gonna talk. Well, I had a topic earlier when I called in on the other show, and but then I was trying to brainstorm, and I figured that I would talk about, I guess, problem of evil, the problem of indoctrination, the incest in the Bible, and then,
that's what I have.
A bit about Samson.
That last one was the one that I have on my call screening thing here.
You told me to call in before with that other guy, and I could never call in when that guy was on the phone. So I figured I'd just talk about it with you.
Yeah. Well, let's do it, man. What are your thoughts on it? I guess where do you want to go from here? There is definitely incest in the Bible, I think so.
Well, I'm not. I know it was like their, I guess, social customs and stuff like that back then, and then arranged marriages, which I think they still do that. And then, well, here's the interesting thing, right? So Adam and Eve, like it was them, right? But then you never really hear where, well, you had Cain and Abel, but then Cain supposedly killed Abel or whatever. But where did their wives come from? I mean, one of the questions I hear sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Benji, if you're calling to tell us that there is some creepy shit that goes on in the Bible, like, we are on board, man.
We are aware.
We are definitely on board.
Yeah, what's your position, Benji? First of all, are you a Christian?
Not in the, I've talked to secularity plenty of times, but I am in the sense that I believe in a God, but that's about it. Like my belief system is Gnostic, roughly. Okay. So like I think God's an asshole.
Understood. Okay. I'm familiar with that system.
Kind of a bad rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of examples of incest in Genesis and Exodus. Lot, his daughters produce sons by their father. Abraham marries his half-sister Sarah. Jacob marries two of his first cousins. Noah's daughters, if I recall correctly, get him drunk and have sex with him. Judah's daughter-in-law has a problem with her father-in-law. There's lots of these sorts of stories. Now, what I've heard from by the Bible Christians is, well, these stories are there to tell us a story, like to teach us lessons. And if you don't take everything literally, then really, these are just stories to show you people doing bad things because of bad situations they were in or forced to do or things like that. The only time where it really becomes a problem is when you take the origin story, Genesis, literally, and you think Adam and Eve are the only two people out there. If you take the Bible literally there, then you do have this real problem of God created a system where incest had to happen. So that raises the next question. Do you think incest is immoral?
Well, really, I think it's up to the individual people, but in society, I mean, it just depends, honestly. Like the people, I guess it's just up to the individual people and their family and whatever. But now, if they're not related, then, well, I guess that would be incest then.
Right.
But like different, like different,
those little loopholes.
That's a necessary criteria there. I guess.
So yeah, I think we agree with you. There's a lot of incest in the Bible.
Yeah.
People take it different ways. It's sort of ho-hum for me.
Yeah. And I guess
Well, see,
this is.
I did take Genesis literally when I first started reading the Bible decades ago.
Okay.
And as
What made you change your mind?
You know, and I've been. Well, see, I went through different churches. I was Catholic, I was Methodist, I was Baptist, most recently Methodist. And then I went to Church of Christ, which I just go there to go there. I'm not really, worshiping or nothing like that. I don't even stay for the sermon. I go up there and see a few people and stay for like an hour and listen.
I hate to interrupt. We've got a ton of calls on the line. The question is, what made you change your mind about the Bible being literal, at least with respect to Genesis?
Genesis, yeah. So people just told me it was metaphoric. So like,
okay.
I've had people say, and this was years ago. I don't even care about the Bible at this point, but like people would just tell me it was metaphoric. So like the snake, one of the main things that I asked, and it kind of pissed people off when I first started reading it, one of the main things I asked was, how is the snake talking? And they can never answer it. And then eventually people just went with, oh, well, it's metaphoric or whatever, which that still doesn't make sense. So
yeah. I think it's an interesting point. I know we have a lot of callers, but what I take away from this is there are a lot of people in the world who believe all of this is literally true. They believe in a young earth. They believe in a talking snake. They believe that, yes, there was incest and it was good and blah, 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 blah. Those people vote. Those people are grown adults who think that if you're Muslim, that a horse flew with Muhammad to the skies and broke the moon in half, literally. I don't know how to interact with those people, to be honest, because it's so obviously crazy. Not that they are crazy. That's not mental illness. It's just, it's so far out of the realm of possibility. I don't even know where to start. So I tend to take those all as stories, just like the rest of the Bible, as you do. I don't know what your take is, SR.
No, I think this leads me. Yeah, I think this leads me to the exact place, I think is right to leave you with, Benji, and have you think about and give us a call back, which is, as you and I have talked, and I've listened to some of your calls with other hosts too, and it really does seem to me that at the end of the day, man, you don't really believe this whole Bible thing. But you still kind of cling on to some of these aspects from it. Like, for instance, the belief in this God, that has a lot of these attributes that seemingly come from the Bible. And just what I want to leave you with to think about for the next time when you give us a call back is just, hey, if you're already not accepting all this other stuff, and a lot of it, not only it's just not true, it's just like bad. Why hang on to the rest of it?
Well, I thought
Think about it. Well, hang on, Benji. Hang on now. Don't go answering right now. Give us a call back. Take some time to think about it, man, and give us a call back.
Yeah,
okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got a bunch more, but I always do have a fun time chatting with you, man. And I think you're on the right path. I really do.
Yeah, the Gnostic view always fascinates me, where people are like, I believe in a God, but he's a bad guy. I'm like, well, that's interesting. That's some interesting fan fiction right there.
I know. But think about it, Benji, and give us a call back, man. Thank you so much.